Hey, everybody, good evening, welcome, and good morning if you happen to be in that part of the world. But good to have you here. And I'm going to get this started. And let me just make sure it is recording. Yes, it is. And today, I want to share with you exactly why I am doing what I'm doing. And in fact, what am I doing? Right? And I want to, I know that many of you all have responded saying you won't be able to make this live. So, could I just please give you all the links, etc. Now, obviously, if you're not here live, you're not going to be able to ask questions. But, if you can't be here live, you can't be here live. But please feel free to email me your comments, or better still, go to our Facebook page. And I have sent you that link, so do get joined up in it. And, we'll keep each other posted there. I'm sure any questions that you have, others will find interesting too. So let's do it that way, okay? But let's get started. Oh, give me 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, I've done it, yeah. Being reminded to do something that I should have done quite a while ago, but I've done it, so yeah, that's good. But yes, what I was going to say is, why am I doing what I'm doing? And, you should have received an email. In fact, I'm pretty sure you would have received an email. So if you haven't seen it, please go into your spam folder, check again in your inbox. It would be directly from my email address, marianherbertson@gmail.com. So do a search for that. And I did you a video which kind of explained where I was coming from and where I'm going to, right? And I see I've got 2 viewers here. Good. I don't feel like I'm talking to myself any longer. So that's good. But yes, so, here's the thing, right? And this is something that, like we talk about being inculcated, if you like, sort of the way we've been taught to do things. Exactly like before we started online marketing, we were taught that, we should go to school, get a good education, get a degree, get yourself a job, all that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, here we are realizing that, hang on, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. Okay. And somewhat along the same lines, even those of us who have been marketing online, we've kind of been browbeaten into believing that we have to focus on one thing in order to be successful. And I actually do subscribe to that kind of thought to a certain degree now. But more than that was, I'm picking my words very carefully because I don't want to cause any kind of scene or anything. I firmly believe that all of life are lessons to be learned, right? Everything that happens. What happens is really not important. It's the lesson you take from each thing and therefore can pass on to others. That is the important thing. And the lesson I've taken is that we've been expected to be loyal to one team, one company, right? And anything other than that has been deeply frowned on and, criticized and judged and all that kind of thing. Okay. Between you and me, I've had it. Well, I don't know why I'm saying between you and me. I'm happy to say that to anybody who asks. I do not subscribe to that school of thought any longer. Okay. And here's why. Now, when we are online marketers, basically we are entrepreneurs who are in business for ourselves. In fact, we're actually called IBOs, independent business owners, right? But then we kind of forget that we are in business and we become followers, right? Followers of a particular program, a particular person, a particular team, etc. And that isn't good for us. Okay. Now, initially, yes, I felt a lot safer having somebody to follow, having somebody to learn from. And I will still be doing a lot of that because I'm not so egotistical and so arrogant to imagine that I know it all. I don't. What I do know is that my first loyalty lies to my family. All right. And, because of my loyalty to companies, company owners, teams, etc., my poor family has suffered in the past. And you know this, I've shared this with you, right? There was a time when I was so focused on helping one business grow that I kind of took that business owner exactly as on the same level as I would myself. And just like I wouldn't, um, what's the word? I wouldn't kind of deceive somebody else into something else. I didn't for one moment think that we were being deceived. Now, I wasn't the only one there. And it ended up with me losing our home, right? And we were only in rented accommodation, so it wasn't a mortgage situation, etc. But it was bad enough. We weren't rented, and we ended up having to move out of our beautiful home. Um, a month. It was a month of 6 weeks after my husband had had open heart surgery. So there was he with massive, great big stitches down his chest, having to do packing and worrying about where we were going to go, etc. We were homeless, but as it turned out, we have such good friends that they just all opened their homes to us, and we had our choice of where we were going to live, and it turned out to be a really, really positive time. But at the time, it was so stressful, and I felt so guilty for putting my husband through it. Right. This is the thing, my family suffered because of that. We didn't see our granddaughter for about 6 weeks, and, all that kind of thing. We're a very close knit family. And to me, anything that impacts my family, um, from just a practical basis, they are my first responsibility. And your family is your first responsibility. All right. So, and why do I say that? It's not all about the money, right? But here's the thing, if you don't have the kind of money that you need to live life on its terms, you do lose out when it comes to socializing and giving your family the treats that they deserve, and just helping your young ones get on their feet. And we've got one in university, one potty training, one living on his own in London, the other one building a married life kind of thing. Now, these are all people that we want to be helping, but if my business isn't solid, then I'm not going to be helping them, right? So that was one scenario. Okay. So then it came, I had a couple of other little things that just didn't work out. And then I was so happy when I found Empower Network. Okay. And, I must be one of Empower Network, in the past tense, have been one of Empower Network's biggest fans, right? Why? Because of the kind of community, the kind of culture, the kind of leadership we had in there, the kind of training we had in there, right? The kind of products, etc. I have benefited massively from the training, the products, and all of that. But here again, you see, what happened was no kind of deception there. Well, I don't know about that. I'll let you make your mind up on that. But they changed the compensation plan. Right. What was that all about? I'm just looking down here because Skype is pinging, and I just want to make sure I am. Oh, bless. Kamal says she agrees with me 100%. But yeah, I want to get to the point where um, should anything happen with one program, it doesn't really matter because you've got the others to be backing you up. Because here's what happened to me again with Empower Network, right? I cannot promote anything that I do not have 100% confidence in and that I don't agree with. Okay. When I looked at the compensation plan, I realized that there was a lot more money to be had at the higher levels. Okay. Because I've become such a compensation plan freak, right? You know, the first occasion when I said I lost our home and all of that, that was part of it was due to being taken for a ride, basically. The other part was that I didn't actually understand the compensation plan, right? So I didn't realize that we were in trouble before we even began. Okay, so I make it a point to understand a compensation plan through and through. Okay, that's the only way I can operate anything now. And when Empower Network changed the compensation plan and made this big noise about the uni line and we would get paid from everyone under us in the uni line, etc., my first thing was, hang on, you know, we have to qualify, first of all, at a certain level in order to benefit from that, right? But I was kind of thinking, hang on, the leaders have got to know better than this. David Wood has got to know better than this. They're not going to pull something like this on the membership because it will have massive repercussions, right? My second thought was, okay, if they're putting all this extra money into the upper ends of the uni line, of the compensation plan, where is that money coming from? And when I realized where the money was coming from, which is basically everybody who's just starting, because you've got to make at least 5 sales before you qualify to earn, you know, even a little bit extra commission. And the commissions that used to be 100% and then were cut down to 70% have now become just 30% on the first time income. And on residuals, there's another set of things altogether where you don't earn residual commissions till you've qualified with your 5 sales every single month and till you've added on. Now, they may have changed it, etc. But, you know, everything in my brain was screaming, no, hang on, David Wood would not do this to us. He knows better. The leadership would not have agreed to this. This is absolute stupidity, because what's going to happen is, as soon as the newbies realize that it's going to be that difficult for them to make any money, they're going to cancel out. Right, simple, you know, simple logical stuff. Already people are dropping out at the rate of knots. What's going to happen with once people begin to actually realize what's happening? So you're going to end up, and it's also going to affect the people above, because they're going to have to constantly recruit to buffer that attrition rate. All right. And here, you know, never mind all of that, right? My primary thing was I could not, with any integrity, promote something where I know I'm bringing people into a program where they are basically cannon fodder, right? They're there so that we can take their $25 or whatever it is for as long as we can possibly take it till they fall off because they've not made any money. How can you do that, right? Every single person who comes in is exactly like me. They've got dreams, hopes, needs, wants, urgencies, emergencies. You know, you can't do that to people, right? So there, you know, I had to stop promoting Empower Network, right? There were a couple of other things as well, but you know, those were personal issues, so nothing to do with the integrity of the business. But to me, the integrity of the business is the number one thing, right? So when I cancelled my membership with Empower Network because I couldn't, with any sense of truthfulness, I couldn't actually promote it. So when I cancelled my, okay, so never mind the cancelling, I'll come to that in a minute, right? So I couldn't then say to my team, no, you'll continue staying on in the business so that I could benefit from your commissions for as long as I possibly could, right? I couldn't sleep. if I'd done that, right? It's just not in my nature to do that kind of thing. So the first thing I did was say to you guys, I don't know if you understand the compensation plan, go off and look at it properly, but really, it's not going to work, right? And then I explained everything to you, and I canceled my membership, my affiliate membership. So what did that mean there? So even though Empower Network is still fully existent, fully there, other people are making money at it, etc. Once again, my income dried up overnight. I knew it would happen. I had to take that decision. Otherwise, it would be a case of me taking your money for as long as it suited me. That's not right. Okay, so my income dried up again. Okay, so I'm too old to have that happen to me. And all joking aside, what we want is a secure long-term income that we can happily build, that we know is going to be there, and that we know is not going to be impacted by one business going off the boil, or one business getting greedy and changing their minds, etc., etc. Okay, now I'm sure other people have other what can I say, other ideas about Empower Network, etc., and other opinions. And, I'm completely happy with that. This is my opinion, and I don't say things without thinking them through. And that's the way I feel. Okay, so basically, what it all boiled down to was me getting burnt repeatedly, because these are not just the two occasions, me getting burned simply because I had all my eggs in one basket. All right. And therefore, I have determined to never do that again. All right. Now, I want you to weigh this up very carefully, right? I am not going to be business hopping. All right, I'm not going to be looking at every single thing out there and saying, oh, I'm going to go join that. Oh, I'm going to go join that. What I am going to be doing is looking around, looking at the best things out there at the moment, and being very, very vigilant. Why? Because I am looking at different kinds of businesses. All right, I'm not looking at just the Empower Network, the training, mentoring type business. I'm looking at other types as well. I'm looking at things that will bring in what's called passive income, right? Which means income without you having to recruit. All right. However, I know from my experience, and others here will agree with me, that passive income businesses usually have a very short life. Okay, and the two types that I'm bringing into play, that I'm looking at, well, the types that I'm involved with, one is a revenue share program. I'll explain more about that. And the other one is literally passive income, which is a high yield income program. Okay. Now, my sponsors in these two programs are very familiar names to you probably, and they are very, very switched on ladies. In the Rev Share program, it is Carmel Guilfoyle, right? Now, Carmel keeps her finger on the pulse of everything that's going on. And if there's going to be any kind of hiccup anywhere, Carmel's the first one to find out, right? So I feel very confident working with her in that she'll tell me if there's going to be a problem. In fact, sometimes it's really hilarious. Carmel is so on the lookout for things that she'll find things, and she'll straight away, knee-jerk reaction, she'll say, oh my goodness, this is, and then we talk it over and we both end up laughing because it wasn't really a big thing. It was just one of those one-off things, or just somebody saying. But I appreciate her looking out for everybody, because she's always the first one to find out. Right. The other lady who is my sponsor in the HYIP, high income yield program, is Sonia, right? And you all know what a cool lady our Sonia is, right? Wise, switched on, again, very aware, very vigilant. And that's the kind of thing we're going to be doing. I'm going to be Well, let me take you here and show you. Oh, now comes the fun bit about screen sharing. So let me do this. Okay, this should work. All right. I should be screen sharing with you. If not, you can always ask me again, or you can always go in and view our team page again, right? It's called the Abundance for Life Tribe. I've just started putting members into it. So at the moment, there are 10 of us, right? And a few more to join. Okay, but not that many more. And I'm going to be starting my marketing, etc., after this hangout. Okay, and here's the thing. I've actually brought everything to a standstill because I wanted to establish in my own head exactly what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it before telling you all about it. Okay, I don't want to drag you down the road with me, kicking and screaming, and us having to be all waiting like we had to do some time ago and like we've had to do again for Iguana Biz, etc. Right? So let me show you. Let me just check. Carmel, could you just Skype me and let me know? Oh, you probably won't be able to see my screen, won't you? Okay, I think I'm sharing my screen anyway because, yes, I am. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, very cool. Right, let me go back here. Okay, so here are the programs I'm going to be dealing in. And what I want you to do, like I say, find that email I sent you. It has the direct link, right? There's a Facebook group to this group, the Abundance for Life Tribe, which is us. Okay, there's our page there. And you'll join the others here. And why I want you in here is we'll be discussing things about this. I want you to go off as a responsible business owner yourself and actually look into this, into each of these programs and decide what you want to do. Okay, here's what I'm doing, and this is my strategy. Okay, so this is the one, Amazing Five. This is the one that, let me think, who... it was Sonia who introduced me to this one, and she knows it through and through, inside out, knows exactly what she's doing. And basically with this, you can actually develop an income without recruiting. Why? Because it's a high yield investment program. They actually do have things that they're investing in which yield a high income, and then they share that income with you, right? And they guarantee you a certain percentage, up to a certain percentage, right, on a daily basis. Okay, so my strategy with that is, yes, I'm going to invest a little bit and then I'm going to compound that. Okay, so I'm going to compound and compound and compound, take my initial investment out if I want to, and then let the rest continue compounding. Okay, so that way I've redeemed my initial investment, and then what is growing is the money I've made from my initial investment. Okay, in the meanwhile, I will be very vigilant. If anything looks like it's going to go wrong or whatever, or if it comes to the size of a residual income that I want to take out, then yes, I will withdraw that. Okay, I was going to say something else about that. No, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Maybe it wasn't about this. I think I was thinking about the next one. So what I want you to do is go in and have a look at this, right? Have a look at amazing5.net. Okay, I'm not going to be giving you any of my thingy links, my affiliate links, till you know exactly what everything is, and then you can come back and ask me. Or, I will remind you at some stage and I will say, guys, individually, I will ask you, do you want my link? And if so, you can go off and get signed up. And if not, that is perfectly all right too, right? And I will also tell you about my strategy. So And also we will train on each of these, right? And here's the thing. Each of these things have a group where you will get all the training you need. Amazing Five, Sonia's already got a group set up where I'm in there, others are already in there, Carmel is in there, you know, so that we can actually get Sonia's expertise on that. On Zuku, Carmel's got a group. I'll put you all in there, and you know, so we're always cross-referencing each other and taking it from there, right? So that's one of them, and this is, like I say, a high income yield program, and it's a passive program, no recruiting involved in this, and you literally don't have to do anything. You know, you pop your money in there, and then you just watch it grow. Okay, and you keep tabs on it, and you know, monitor if anything's going wrong. Okay, so that's the thing there. And also, I'll come back and explain another reason why I've got this variety of programs. So that was about our webinar. Okay, so this one, National Wealth Center, right? I really, really, really like. Okay, you will actually recognize, many of you will actually recognize most of the people, I'd say 99% of the leaders of the team that I'm in, which is the Decide Freedom team. Okay, and that's why I put this webinar in here for you to watch, and you will see the top 9 secret strategies that they use to build. And I'll tell you what I like about this. This is very much like Empower Network in terms of training and, you know, value and that kind of thing. They also have a superb team training site. And let me give you this. Oh, before I go there and show you that. Now, here's the thing, guys, right? And this is what made me angry with Empower Network, and realize that, no, that was not the place to be giving my loyalty to. As far as I'm concerned, and I will say this again, it's my opinion, I'm entitled to my opinion, Empower Network was getting greedy and desperate. Now, I don't want that being shared anywhere outside of this team, because I have really, really good friends who are still building this business, and I don't want to impact them badly. Okay, so this is between you and me. And, you know, what I didn't like about them is the fact that they didn't need to do what they did with the compensation plan. Because here's a program, right, which gives you 100% commissions paid directly to you the minute you earn them. So there's no question of waiting, there's no holdbacks, there's none of that. It's 100% commissions, the money comes straight to you. And it's a mixture of low ticket and high ticket items. So it starts, there's a $25, a $50, a $100. Yep, those are monthly amounts for various products. And then you've got another product at $500 and so on, all the way through to $7,500. Okay, so there's capacity there for very good residual income, very good training, 100% commissions. There's a small, what's the word? Ooh, like the 1995 you pay in Empower Network, you pay that here as well. A subscription, monthly subscription kind of thing, affiliate subscription. That's the word, right? It's 1995, I think it is as well. And you know, that covers all your costs. Okay, so that's what I like about this. What I love about it is the team that I've put ourselves into, as I say, is the Decide Freedom team. Now, here is their team website. And see here, this is something I absolutely love. To begin with, what I like is that at the $25 level, you get tons and tons and tons of valuable training. So your new person coming in gets instantly, gets things like Facebook Mastery, Google Plus Mastery, right? Here we go. How to get gobs. They love the word gobs, right? Conversions. So there's conversions part 1, part 2, traffic on Instagram, conversions on email marketing, traffic with solo ads, Facebook Ninja ads, all sorts of things. And it goes on and on and on, right? But what I like most of all is that they have taken the trouble to realize that for most of us, we fall into one of these four categories, right? So you've got marketing strategy, free marketing, and this is for people with tons of time, but perhaps, a limited budget. Then you've got marketing strategy for people with minimal time. Then you've got marketing strategy for people who have the time and money. Oh, I wondered about that. Okay, I've started old Tom talking. And then you'll have a marketing strategy for texting, right? So lots of free things here, lots of very low cost things, lots of paid advertising. So there's something here to suit every single person. And all of this is available right at the basic level. So they're not limiting people to say, okay, you've got to get to that high level before you start learning the tactics. All right. Yes, there are some things that are reserved for people who are at the higher level, but for now, I wouldn't even think of getting into the higher levels for now. Just think about the three lower ones I mentioned, okay? So this is why I like this so much. Like I say, with the combination of the training and everything else, you are going to get 100% commission. So just take on the $25, right? Let's say you're promoting the same product in Empower Network and you are promoting it here, okay? So $25 into 30%. So in Empower Network, you'd earn $7.50 for that particular sale, providing you've already made 5 of those that month, right? Otherwise, you get nothing at all. And if I do, I get so annoyed with these little messages from gentlemen just thinking they can chat you up whenever they feel like it. But in in NWC, for a $25 sale, you'll actually get the full $25. So that is minus 7.5. That is $17.50 more than a similar sale in Empower Network, right? How much more sense does that make to maximize your income and to know that the people you're bringing in will have the same ability, right? So that $7.50 is just, you multiply that. It's just massive overall. Okay, I'm sure you get my drift there, so I won't bang on about that anymore. But as you can tell, I get very passionate about, being treated badly, because this is people's livelihood that they're messing with, so I'm not happy about that. So yeah, so here we go. Okay, so that's NWC. So let me go back here and let me switch dear old Albert off, who has the time to want to chat aimlessly. And that's the problem. I'm always really nice to them because I kind of think that they have a reason for chatting. And then I get asked silly questions like, are you married? And where do you live? And, things like that. Some of the occupational hazards of being a female, I guess. It's all good fun, though. It isn't fun, really, but you know what I mean. Right, so there we go, right? So National Wealth Center. What I'd like you to go do is go check it out. Go check it out for yourself. Okay, and this particular team, what I like about it is it's duplicating massively. They're having success all over the place for newcomers, the more experienced people, the hugely experienced people, and it's made up of people who were once successful in Empower Network, then stopped being successful, and now are massively successful with this particular one, simply because it is so organized and so beautifully presented, right? So that's one there. The other one is Zoocool. Now, Zoocool is one of those rev share sites, right? We were with, I was initially talking about Traffic Monsoon. And again, right, with Traffic Monsoon, Sonia's still working Traffic Monsoon and still doing really well at it, right? But you know, I keep telling you about situations where things can go belly up after a time. And I'm beginning to see in traffic monsoon things that are happening there, and you know, certain language that is being used there, problems which are occurring, which happened with Banner's broker just before the SEC got involved and closed Banner's broker down. Right. And that is never good news. Okay. And what I don't want to do, for us to sort of start to break even and start to create any profit, it's going to take us another 2, 3, 4 months in this, right? Of being consistent, being, doing what we need to be doing. And honestly, will traffic monsoon still be here in 2, 3, 4, 5 months? I don't know is the answer to that. Okay, so I don't want to introduce you now, or I don't want to continue recommending, because I did introduce you to it, but I don't want to continue recommending traffic monsoon simply because of what's happening. However, this little baby launched on the 1st of this month. Okay, so it's about 25 days old. It's doing incredibly well. It has addressed the issues that Traffic Monsoon and Banners Broker and My Paying Ads, etc., have, in that they are what you call closed circle advertising things. So they're only advertising to their own members. Okay, whereas with Zookoo, it has two branches. There's zookoo.com and there's Zookoo Ad Network. Okay, again, I'm not going to go into great depth. I'm going to give you the information. You go off, have a look, and in due course, we will train on it. All right. And to begin with, one of the reasons I said we will train on it in future is because I'm still not that au fait with every single aspect of it. I know enough to know that it's a good thing, but I'm not at the phase as yet where I can teach it to you. However, we do have Carmel and Sonia in the group as well. And I trust them completely. And, you know, their brains are the size of planets and they're specializing in these. So you get that kind of feedback as well. Yeah. They're very good things to be with. So that's the other one. And then, of course, we have our little Iguana Biz. Okay. I'm keeping my Iguana Biz account going. The reason I'm not going to be actively promoting it are twofold. And when I say I'm not going to be actively, I'll qualify everything when I start to talk about my strategy. The problem with Iguana Biz is that the company, how can I best say this? They are old-fashioned marketers with every respect in the world, because some of them have built enormous teams already, doing it all the old-fashioned way, belly to belly, right? So going out after work and, you know, having meetings or home meetings and all of that. I don't want to do that. I don't think any of you all want to do that. Okay, so that is where they haven't actually got things in line for us to market online. So they don't have coded websites, they don't have coded pages, coded landing pages, none of that, right? So in order for, and we were told that that would happen, right? So, but obviously they didn't know what they didn't know, right? Which is, you know, understandable, I guess. So I can't promote that actively because it can't be promoted online. Okay, so having introduced you to those 4 businesses that I'm going to be working with, let me now tell you the strategy that I'm going to be using. Okay, so I'm still firmly of the opinion that people need to know what they're doing online before they can seriously start making money online. Okay, and they need to be surrounded by people who are making money online. So I am going to be leading with the National Wealth Center. All right. Once people come in there, okay, let me take one back step. This is going to be my main targeting, if you like. All right. But when I talk with people, because this is what happens with me, because I'm video marketing, I'm active on Facebook, etc. A lot of times people will come and talk to me and say, Marion, can you tell me a little bit more about what you're doing? I'd like to join you, right? I've got two people now, but yeah, two people. They're a couple, so it'll be one member, if you know what, one account, but two people there. They've already said, okay, man, we want to join. They live locally to me. I'm going to be having coffee with them next week, and explaining everything to them. But here's what I'm going to be doing, right? I'm going to be presenting to people the four options, right? I'm going to be doing like a little interview with them, if you like, one that's geared up to help them, and to be able to say, okay, what is your budget? What are you looking to achieve? How open are you to learning things? All that kind of thing. And then from that, suggest to them, okay, on those grounds, this is everything I do, but on those grounds, this is what I'd suggest for you, right? And start them off there. And then once they start building their business there, when they get their members, they will do the same thing with them. Right. This is what we do as a team. This is what are you capable of doing? What do you want to be doing? Here you go. Which of these will suit you? Right. That's how I'm going to be running my business going down in future. All right. And I'm going to be leading with the National Wealth Center. Okay, now you may want to lead with, the high income, high yield income program. Never get that the right way around the first time. Or the other one, Zukul or Iguanabiz. Entirely up to you. In fact, there's a lovely, lovely lady who, I spoke with a couple of days ago, and it turns out that Iguanabiz really is the best fit for her because she knows a number of people that she will talk to face and get them joined up there. She's looking to fundraise for a charity. So that fits in perfectly with what she's looking to do. So that's where she's joined up, right? So that's what I'm going to do. That's what Sonia is doing actually with her team. So, I know it works. I know instinctively that it will work. And to me, it feels a lot better because I can now give people options based on what they want, not force them down a funnel that is of my making. You see what I mean? So I hope that makes sense with you, team. I've been sort of explaining to you now for 45 minutes. I hope I'm not boring you to tears. Ribena, not wine. Okay? Give me 1 second. Somebody's yeah, see, Kamal says I want to get to the stage of freedom. I have to think of my kids. Yeah. Okay, Kamal can see my screen, bless her. All right. Yeah, we all have situations where we want an urgent answer. Right. And the solution will come from doing what is suited to you rather than being forced into a mold. That's my sincere feelings, to be honest. Right. And the thing is, in each of the situations, you will get the full support. The team is there for you. And, you can sort of join at the basic level in National Wealth Center so that you're getting the training there. And at the same time, start to look at things like Zuku or Amazing Five or both, invest a tiny bit into each to start those growing. You know what I mean? It's like seed money, start there. So really, this can be very, very effective and without the frustration of having to be forced to do things that perhaps you don't have the time to do or you don't have the capacity to do. Right. And that's the other thing that I wanted to say, because me, I tell you everything. I've gone back to work, right? For the simple reason I had to go back to work on a practical level, right? For the income. And I'm glad I've done it. I was saying to Sonia the other day, I have a new fun. It's been so long since I've worked outside that I'd forgotten how tiring and how long the day can be. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely enjoyed what I'm doing. I'm temping, right? So I get stuck into different situations that need kind of sorting out and resolving. And I love that kind of thing. And last week I worked for 4 days. And at the end of each day, I could have cried with tiredness because, of course, this is the first time I'm going out to work for such a long time after having been ill, with a stroke. So it was quite a shock to the system. But you know what? It absolutely has built my confidence because I coped. I coped really well. I enjoyed the job. I didn't feel tired once. I walked to work, well, most of the way, walked back. Absolutely loved it. So to me, that's kind of because I was becoming a little bit of a house mouse. Okay, so, and that's never a good thing, right? So, for me, it's all positive, all lovely, but it's also made me realize again how important it is to have something that is starting to create money for people who are desperate to get out of that situation but need to remain in that situation for at least a little while longer because that's the only way of funding our escape route. Okay, so I'm with you on all of this, team. I'm there. I know exactly I'm at the coal face, if you like. So that's why I'm thinking for all of us, and I'm thinking for myself, and I'm thinking for my family. And I want my daughter is very well settled, and she's no trouble to me at all. But my son, I want to be able to help him get a solid footing. Our two little granddaughters, they're such fun. The 20-year-old, she'll be wanting a car next year. We want to make sure that she can get that without getting into debt to do so. Our 2-year-old, she's precocious to the point of absolute ridiculousness. I cannot believe how smart that kiddie is. And it's not that I'm being biased, I'm just looking at her. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, Now, she will benefit from private schooling and that kind of thing. So we want to be able to help my daughter and her husband do that if necessary, things like that. So, and I'm sure you have your own reasons for wanting to do all of this. So what I'm going to do is send you this recording for all the ones who haven't been here. For those of you all who are spending time on here with me, thank you. It always helps to know I'm not kind of talking to myself. Let me stop sharing. And do you have any questions here, please? Any of you who are on here? Okay, that's really weird. Oh, here we go. Stop sharing. Okay. All righty, there we go. All right, so I've got 4 viewers now. All right, I thank you. I appreciate you being here because, like I say, otherwise I feel like I'm talking to myself, and it's a very odd feeling. All right, so any questions, anybody? And I don't know where you're popping your questions in. Comment tracker. Are there any questions here? Let me see if there's any chat. Right, no, I can't see any chat here at all. But if you want to, please feel free to actually pop your questions into Skype for me, or anywhere that you want to, so that I can see you there and get your questions answered. Any questions, comments, whatever you like. And I'm going to close all of this down in the meanwhile. Let me see what's there. Okay, so nobody's saying anything in the team, right? Okay. I must be very careful to not close down the wrong thing. I always do that. Okay, here we are. No, I can't see any questions, so I'm guessing. Okay. Oh, Sonia says, yes, Sonia, just finished. Just finishing. Okay. Yeah, so that's it then, everyone. I hope, I know I've taken my time in explaining all of this, but it is a big step, and I wanted you to understand thoroughly what is going on. So take a couple of days, watch this video, mull over things, and then what I'm going to do is, I will actually call each one of you individually. Let's have a little chat, and then, I'll give you the link to whatever you want to be doing. And if, it's entirely up to you, right? We'll take it from there. As I say, I do want to do this very carefully, so that I'm not just being presumptuous, right? I don't want to do that. I want us to work as a team who wants to be together. And I've just noticed all these crazy curls. I tell you, I got soaking wet this morning and my hair's doing absolutely its own thing. Look at that. Can you see what I mean? So anyway, sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so thank you for spending your time here with me. I appreciate it. And yeah, let's do this, team. Okay, it's a new way of working. And as I say, it's simply because we have a nice balanced, one last thought, right? If we were in business, or we were in stocks and shares, or anything of that sort, anything at all, the thing you're advised to do is create a spread, right? If you're dealing with stocks and shares, savings, investments, etc., you are told to create a spread. So you're spreading your risk, so that if one thing goes, you're not badly impacted. I know a gentleman who wanted £250,000 invested in one particular stock. The company I was working with at the time kept telling him not to do that. He insisted. That stock went belly up with the stock market. This was actually back in 2008, and I still remember it. The stock market crashed about 3 days after he made that investment. He lost all that money, right? Rather than listening to the sensibleness of spreading his risk, he went all into one particular thing and lost his money. So I don't intend to have that happen to me ever again, and I certainly don't want to have it happen to you. All right, you take care. Talk to you soon, and yeah, I hope you're all feeling as positive and as as excited and as committed as I am, because I truly am. So don't worry about that side of things. Okay, I'm absolutely happy with the team that we're going to be in for our training, etc. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with the situation. But like you've seen, it's taken me time to work things out, and I'm sure you'd rather I did that rather than rush you into something. Okay, you take care. Talk to you again, and be blessed. Bye now.